This week, we've got three massive stories to dig into. Tremec builds a manual transmission that fits directly into a C8 Corvette. Yes, you've heard that right, a manual C8. The new ZR1X configurator just went live on Chevy's website, but it's still incomplete. And then there is a ZR1 sweepstakes where you can win a C8 ZR1, and as a viewer of the channel, you can also get double entries that I'll tell you all about. So we're gonna go over all of that. We're gonna dig into all of that in today's video. So thanks for tuning into the channel, and shout out to all of you who have been supporting the channel. Here we talk everything Corvette, from the latest product reviews to how to install videos, car show coverage, and the occasional how fast did that cop say I was going kind of story. If you're new here and you love Corvettes or just appreciate a little tire smoke and V8 thunder in your life, hit that subscribe button, join in on the community, jump in the comments, and let's geek out over America's favorite sports car. And being part of the community comes with some perks, like with what we have going on with the Auburn Core Duesenberg Automobile Museum and their ZR1 Corvette sweepstakes. All right, let's talk about this insane sweepstakes. So this museum is giving away a C801, and because of our partnership with them, you'll get double entries when you enter through my link in the description or just by using my code NEWHORIZON2X. And this isn't some, clickbait raffle. This is an actual sweepstakes that supports real causes, that where the proceeds are going towards preserving historic cars at the museum and also helping veterans and supporting children in need. So it's a win-win, even if you don't end up driving home in this 1064 horsepower rocket coming from that LT7 engine. It's crazy to me that it's not a typo with that ZR1 and it produces that much horsepower. And this one is finished in a red mist metallic tint coat and a color so bold that it looks like it was mixed by Iron Man himself. Inside, it's got a natural dipped interior, giving that perfect luxury meets track beast kind of vibe. And this sweepstakes ends at the end of December, so you don't want to wait to the last second to enter for your chance to win this awesome car. All right, let's talk about what might be some pretty big Corvette news for the year, at least for some. So Tremec just revealed a manual transmission that can directly fit into a C8 Corvette. Now, for the uninitiated, that is a pretty big deal, because since the C8 launched, it's strictly been a dual clutch transmission world. No clutch pedal, no shifter, just paddles. And while the DCT or dual clutch transmission is lightning fast, some of us still miss that click-clack of, shifting gears ourselves. So what Tremec did here is wild. This isn't some kind of Frankenstein type prototype. This transmission uses the same mounting points as the C8 stock setup. And according to Tremec, gear shifts are controlled via a cable mechanism which is connected on the left side of the transaxle. Now, before you start dreaming about dropping this into your C8 tomorrow, there is a catch or two with this going on. This is only one piece of the puzzle. You still need to integrate a clutch pedal, a shifter assembly, linkages, and of course, you're going to be wrestling with GM's infamous Global B electronic system. For those that, don't know, basically the Corvette's electrical nervous system has it that every module, sensor, and piece of hardware talks to each other. So if one thing stops responding, the whole system throws a kind of digital tantrum. So it's like pulling one wire from a spider web, which is just, chaos everywhere. But for the brave souls out there, the DIY legends, this is going to be a challenge worth taking. Tremec says that this new manual transmission can handle up to 1,000 horsepower, 800 foot-pounds of torque, and an 8,600 RPM. So that's Z06 to ZR1 level strength. This gearbox is tougher than a steak at a roadside diner, honestly. And personally, I'm hoping someone takes this on. I'd love to see a proper manual C8 on the road. Could you just imagine that? That mid-engine layout, the balance, the sound, and then a clutch pedal on top of that? That's seriously gonna be so freaking awesome. Now, GM did consider a manual early in the C8's development, but it came down to just, economics. They realized only about 15% of buyers would actually go for it, and developing a separate gearbox and clutch system just wasn't worth the added cost. But hey, that's what the aftermarket world is for and where the innovations happen. So remember when people said you couldn't put turbos in a C8? Well, look at where we are now. So what do you guys think? Would you buy a manual C8 if it was offered from the factory? already, drop a comment. I want to know how many of you would trade paddle shifters for a good old-fashioned clutch and shifter knob. All right, now let's shift gears to the next big headline. The ZR1X configurator, if I could talk, is officially live on Chevy's website. I spent a good time playing around with it, and I gotta say, it's both fun and a little bit dangerous. And you start thinking, let me just pick a color, and next thing you know, you've built a $240,000 dream car, and you're wondering if selling a kidney is a viable option at this point. Now, the configurator isn't fully complete yet. Pricing still says see dealer for details, and things like the gas guzzler tax haven't been finalized. But the base MSRP prices are public, and here's how they break down. So the ZR1X pricing, which includes the $2,000 delivery fee, for like the 1LZ coupe is around $207,000, where the 3LZ coupe is $218,000, 1LZ convertible $217,000, and then the 3LZ convertible is $228,000. So those are serious numbers, but then again, so is what you're getting, a next level supercar. Actually, no, not even that, it's a hypercar that still undercuts European competitors by $100,000 or more at minimum. So when you use the configurator, you'll notice most of the options like the Quail Silver package are available, though many still say see dealer for pricing. Still, it's nice to be able to mix and match a dream build out with a ZR1X. For example, I built a Sebring orange ZR1X 3LZ coupe with the ZTK package and a few carbon fiber accent bits, just as spicy extras, and it came out to around $237,000, not counting the gas guzzler tax, which is probably going to be another $3,000. And yes, I stared at the summary tab for way too long, pretending I could afford it. If daydreaming were a crime, I'd be serving life at this point. Seriously, guys. But in any case, definitely check it out. It's awesome that Chevy is keeping their configurator up to date with all these new variants. It keeps the community buzzing and lets us envision what our perfect Corvette would look like. And on top of that, things like if you looked in the summary tab, you would be able to kind of figure out the pricing between what you see at on the MSRP price and then your added extras to just kind of manually figure out that price. In any case, that is going to wrap up this week's Corvette news. We've got a manual C8 transmission that could bring back old school fun in a C8 Corvette. And then a brand new ZR1X configurator is now live to play with. And then again, there's that ZR1 sweepstakes that could literally change someone's life, including your own. Again, use my code if you want to enter and get double entries. In any case, that is going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm kind of trying a little bit of a different approach and adding a few fun metaphors that I kind of came up with on ahead of time. So let me know if you guys enjoy that, if you want it just more factual to the point, or just, you guys just enjoy listening and hearing me talk kind of deal. But in any case, yeah, that's going to wrap up today's videos. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one. So take care, guys.